When I think about Texas, I always think about good old Texas oil. Always making that money flow. Oh yeah. Well, not today. There's been a trouble brewing within Texas oil fields, but why exactly is that? Well, in order to find that out, we have to go all the way over to Russia and Saudi Arabia. We're going to be talking about oil in today's episode of The YouTube. Hello everybody and thank you for joining me today. My name is Angel and today we're going to be talking about Texas oil. In particular, shale oil. The US has become a major powerhouse within the world of oil within the past decade. USA, USA, USA. Unfortunately, that's something that the Saudi Arabians and the Russian companies don't quite like. In order to combine their oil forces, Russia and Saudi Arabia teamed up in something called OPEC+. OPEC Plus is a combination of countries that come together so that they can better regulate the oil market. This is essential for those countries because a lot of those countries depend on oil profits in order for them to survive, or at least live comfortably. It's a major source of economic revenue is what I'm saying. Those people in OPEC Plus came together to talk about the coronavirus situation. And in that meeting, Saudi Arabia wanted to cut oil exports from those countries. Why? Because the coronavirus had made it so people weren't traveling, people were not spending. A lot of places were under quarantine, and so there was just not enough demand for oil. So in order for them to make some money out of oil, they had to raise the price of oil by cutting the supply. Basic supply-demand economics. Econ 101. When Saudi Arabia presented this to Russia, they were like, very good, my friend, but how about niet? Russia was not having it. They did not want to do this deal. But for why? Well, seeing as how I'm in the US, they probably had to do something with the US. USA-centric. No, but seriously, it might be because the US put a lot of sanctions within Russia in the past when Russia does something that the US doesn't like, which is quite often. For example, the US does not like Venezuela, and when Russia was coming in there to make some trade deals with Venezuela, the US was like, sanction. And then when Russia wanted to build the Nord Stream 2 pipeline that would have taken natural gas from Russia over to Europe, sanction, 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 sanction. And don't get me wrong, Russia has also done some messed up things, like annexing Crimea. That could be one of the reasons why Russia is pumping out so much oil right now, because all that oil is also hurting the USA. Another reason that Russia might be doing that is not so USA-centric is just that Russia wants to go out and make more deals. They want to get those businesses from those companies before they have to close it down, which I'm pretty sure they're going to have to do eventually. They can't keep doing this because they are also hurting their own bottom lines when they sell oil at such a cheap price, such as that they're doing right now. The ramifications for the US are twofold. One is great for consumers because all of the oil is really cheap, even though no one can travel and no one can go anywhere. But at least if you could, it wouldn't cost you that much. The other part is for the oil industry, and the oil industry is hurting because they have to sell oil at such a cheap price. They're not able to make the kind of profits that they used to back then. They have to sell it so cheap or else people will just buy it from somebody else. And not all of the companies are feeling the pain equally. Big companies such as Chevron and ExxonMobil, they are such big power players that they are able to afford these prices. On the other hand, smaller companies such as Occidental are really hurting right now, especially because Occidental had just purchased Anadarko. Okay, I'm gonna take a break right here. What the hell is up with these names? Occidental? It sounds like accidental. And Anadarko? I can forgive Anadarko if the person that founded the company was like, hey, I like Donnie Darko, I'm going to name my company Anadarko. In that case, they're good to fly. But what's Occidental? Accidental? Okay, so Occidental was a real word, it wasn't made up, and it means relating to the countries of the West, a native or inhabitant of the West. Okay, so I guess it makes sense. Okay, tangents set aside, Occidental is hurting right now. Fortunately for them, Congress just passed a bailout, which I'm sure Occidental is eyeing up and down really good right now. Hey baby, you got some of that money I need? Yeah. If Chevron had its way though, oil companies would not be eligible for bailout money. According to a spokesperson from the company, Chevron said, "This is just part of the free market. We deserve no bailouts." Although what it looks like to me is that they just want to make Occidental go bankrupt so then they can buy them in the cheap. They trying to make that money move, yeah. Although fortunately for Occidental, it looks like Russia and Saudi Arabia might be coming together this week to figure out a deal. Thank their lucky star. Although they did cancel it, but they said they would reschedule it. So that's the story as it's played out right now. Now it's your turn. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Russia and Saudi Arabia are going to reach a decision? Will Occidental go bankrupt? Will someone at Occidental forget to file for a bailout? Accidentally? You guys know I had to do it. I had to do it once. Please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you liked it and you found it educational. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel because it would really help me out. Thank you very much. Peace.